get to our top story of the morning. So this is brand new video obtained here at Fox 31. This is at an apartment complex in Aurora showing men with long guns and pistols in their hands. This is at an apartment building, and a pretty concerning video that is now going viral on social media. Yeah. National news is picking this up, but we've been following this locally for weeks and we have questions.
City council members and people living in the area claim this is part of a gang takeover in several parts of the city. Those claims now getting national attention. So we wanted to go right to the mayor. Mayor Mike Coffman joins us live via Zoom this morning to talk more about this situation. First of all, thank you for taking some time out. I know you're dealing with a lot. When you see this video, what do you think? Because I don't live in Aurora, but I think to myself, holy cow, if I lived in Aurora, I'd be freaking out right now.
Well, it's, let me put it in context first. This concern that it's 3 apartment complexes, but that's not to minimize it at all. But we're, the 51st largest city in America, over 400,000 in population. And so, but there are 3 apartment complexes that we believe in, that where there is a concentration of Venezuelan migrants, and the criminality is unfortunately followed. So we have a task force with local, state and our federal law enforcement partners working on it to root these criminals out and get them off the streets. But it certainly concerns me. But it is in 3 apartment complexes.
Now, you and I talked about this issue of apartment complexes, migrant gangs. We talked about this at length last week. And I did ask you if you knew about armed people going around and intimidating people at these complexes. And you said you did know that this was happening to the apartment building owners, and to an extent that we knew it was happening to people who lived there. But my question is, when did you first see this video, and when did you know it was to the extent that we're seeing in this video?
Well, we've known, I think I put out a couple weeks ago that we had formed the task force. We knew at that time that we had formed the law enforcement task force to root them out, that there was intimidation going on, and part of that intimidation certainly involves individuals with weapons.
Mr. Mayor, why Aurora? I've got people from across the country sending me messages. What's going on in Aurora? Why are these gangs in Aurora? Do we know why they came here? Why they seem to be taking over some spots in our city?
So I'm trying to trace it back right now. I can tell you, some things that are unconfirmed that I believe are true. I think we know that these gang elements are attracted to concentrations of Venezuelan migrants. That's unfortunately, there's a lot of criminality in Venezuela. It's basically a failed state. The role of the police department there is to protect the government. It's not to protect the people. And so, unfortunately, some of these criminal elements have come up with the migrants. It's my understanding that Venezuela does not share criminal histories with the United States, and so it's very difficult to vet them at the border, yet they've been allowed to come in anyway. People can cross the border illegally, be arrested, and then receive humanitarian parole to apply. They've applied for political asylum until their cases can be adjudicated. It's a terrible combination where they come into the country. They don't have access to a work permit for 6 months. They don't have resources. I think what happened, and again, I'm trying to trace this back, is that what happened is we had, we have some buildings that unfortunately are pretty run down, have a high vacancy rate or relatively low rent. And I think somebody placed them there. Is it an agency of the federal government, perhaps, using some of our local nonprofit partners here as a conduit? Because the city of Aurora took a position early on that we were not going to participate in the migrant crisis. We were not going to provide taxpayer support, and we were not even going to be a conduit for federal dollars to come in to provide assistance. This is not our problem. This is a problem created by the federal government at the border with bad policy. And so it's the federal government that needs to solve this problem, not the city of Aurora. But somehow we've gotten this problem. We inherited this problem involuntarily. And so I'm trying to walk it back and say, I believe that these people just didn't go there on their own. I think somebody put them there, and I'm trying to find out right now. And I have a meeting with a leader really understands the nonprofit organizations that provide assistance, who provided this assistance, who made this decision to put them there.
The national spotlight right now is on the city of Aurora. I asked you this same question last week as a yes or no answer. I'd like you to elaborate today. Is Aurora a safe place?
Absolutely. I think, you're talking about a city of well over 400,000 people, 51st largest city in America. And this is a very isolated problem. We have other isolated problems that we're trying to deal with. And I, as certainly the mayor, I don't believe you surrender any part of this city to a criminal element, whether it's sections of Aurora to, prostitution and drug dealing, or it's these criminal elements from this Venezuelan criminal elements that are preying upon their own people, but in doing so have taken over several apartment complexes. So if we have to, and I hope we don't, I hope we can move these people out without pushing everybody out of the entire apartment building. But I'll tell you, as somebody who was in counterinsurgency warfare in Iraq with the Marine Corps, you have an enemy population you have an enemy that is inside a population that is intimidated by them. And so the challenge is getting people to cooperate to identify them, or using film footage to identify them, get them out. What I look forward to is updates from our police department and from our other law enforcement partners that are working on this to say what progress that we're making in these isolated areas, in these pockets, in terms of dealing with what I consider as an enemy force.
Well, if Fed policies, as you say, were to blame for a lot of this, do you try to make the White House pay for what you guys are trying to do right now to deal with this?
Well, I think I want to get the answers first. I believe that first of all, the problem is at the border. If you could walk across, people can walk. We have, Venezuela, unfortunately, is a failed state under a socialist dictator, and people are leaving. I think about a third of the population has left, and so I think a lot of them are great people, but unlike immigration that we've had in the past. In our Venezuelan community that has been here, where they had sponsors, where they had family members, where they had resources, they were educated. Here we're getting people that just poured over the border, where typically you walk across illegally, you get arrested, you declare political asylum, you're given humanitarian parole until your case can be adjudicated, which could take months, years. Before those cases are adjudicated. In the meantime, again, you have a situation, and this is separate from the criminality, but I want to say that it creates it's a broader problem than the gangs, that you have people that are here without resources that can't apply for a work permit until they're here for 6 months. Desperate people do desperate things. So my concern is certainly beyond this immediate gang issue, but that is the most serious issue before us right now, and we are confronting it head on, and we will, we're going to get it done.
Yeah, I know this is a problem that's coming to a head right now, and you say that there are steps to make it better. Is it going to get worse before it gets better?
No, I don't think it's going to get worse before it gets better. The fact is that we have dedicated a lot of resources towards this, we are working with the federal government as well from a law enforcement standpoint, as well as with some of our state partners, focus on these isolated areas, to identify the criminal element, get them off the street. And so, that's the objective right now, and we're going to accomplish that.
Mayor Mike Coffman, Mayor of Aurora, thank you for taking time. The worst thing we can do is not talk about this, so we appreciate you joining us here on the show. As a lot of people are talking about this video, a lot of people who live in these complexes are not happy, they don't feel safe, and they want answers, and so we appreciate you answering those questions and providing at least some of those answers that you can right now. New police chief in Aurora is going to have their hands full, of course, dealing with this as well, and so hopefully we'll keep in touch with you, and hopefully you'll keep in touch with us on progress being made with this problem. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.